Oh, guys, that first video was so long. I'm going to try to make this one short and to the point. In this video, we're going to talk about our special cases, which are equations that only have one variable in them. There's two special cases. In our first special case, we'll talk about when there's only a letter x in the equation, like this, x equals 4. When there's only a letter x in the equation, technically it's written in standard form. Standard form is in the format of ax plus by equals c. In this scenario, the b that's being multiplied by the y would just be the number 0, okay? All right, so when we're graphing x equals 4, I get a lot of students that try to just put a dot on the number 4 on the x-axis, which is a great starting point, but this is not a dot. This is an equation. It has an equal sign in it, and so when I give you an equation, I do want a line. So if I want you to just draw a dot, I'll give you an ordered pair. And if you want to just draw a dot, you need to draw just an ordered pair. But if you want to have a straight line, you need something with an equal sign in it. So since this has an equal sign in it, I do need a line. Very specifically, this is going to be a vertical line going straight up and down through the number 4 on the x-axis. We can't go left or right because then the x will change to a different number. And this very specifically says x can only be the number 4. Again, when it's only the letter x, it's always a vertical line. Vertical lines, if you remember from Monday's video, always have no slope or undefined slope because remember, we can write a letter N with a vertical line. And then since this is in standard form, we might ask you for the intercepts. So this has an x-intercept of 4, 0, and it does not have a y-intercept because it will never cross the y-axis. All right, one more special case, which would be an equation with just the letter y. For instance, y equals -2. This again can be said to be written in standard form, ax plus by equals c. It's just that the a would be 0, so that the x would disappear. You could also say that this is written in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. It's just that the b would be 0, making the x disappear, and we'll talk about that in a bit as well. If I'm going to graph this, again, I get a lot of students who just put a dot on the -2 on the y-axis, which is a great starting point, but it is not the entire graph. That dot is an ordered pair, 0, -2. If I want to graph something with an equal sign, I have to draw a nice straight line. Now, completely opposite from our x equals, instead of a vertical line, I'm going to draw a horizontal line, going straight through that -2. Again, I don't want to go up or down because that will change the y to a different number. And this equation very specifically says that y can only be -2. Again, when it's just the letter y, it'll always be a horizontal line every single time with 0 slope. That's that m equals 0. And again, you can remember that horizontal lines have a 0 slope because they make the top of a letter z for the word 0. In this scenario, I have no x-intercept, but I do have a y-intercept. My y-intercept, again, is at 0, -2. All right, guys. Nice and short and to the point. The worksheet tonight is just on the first video, but you might see some of these types of problems showing up on your Delta Math. And this is the end of our second video.